Testing the mic to make sure it works. I have set up my space a little bit and I think it looks so cute. New microphone. I have this fake plant. I'm not good at keeping real plants alive, so I do fake ones most of the time. I have my little dinosaur, my T-Rex skull, and it's gold. If you know me, you know that I love dinosaurs, dragons, all sorts of stuff. So my boyfriend also bought me a Porsche. So I needed to show this one off. The door's even open on this one, which is pretty cool. Kind of some of my favorite books up here. A beautiful set, and I know you probably can't see it, so I'll have to show it to you later. Lord of the Rings trilogy. My current favorites, Game of Thrones. And obviously I have some sciencey books because, Your Inner Fish is one of the best books that I've ever read about natural selection and the theory of evolution. The Sixth Mass Extinction is a little bit of a heartbreaker, but awesome in terms of looking at what's going on with biodiversity today. And completely random, one of the most kind of gut-wrenching books that I ever read by Jodi Picoult called The Tenth Circle. First question. Any other planet? I feel like I have to say Mars, which I know is kind of a boring answer because it's the only other planet we're all kind of exploring. Really, no, I'm not an astronomer. Astronomy? That's stars. I know some science, but not all the science. Right now, I would want to go somewhere warm. Honestly, I'd probably go back to Hawaii. My mom always makes this lemon chicken. I know how to make it too, but I never make it as well as she does. It's like this breaded chicken. I can smell it and envision it, a half a lemon and just drench the whole thing in lemon juice. It smells so good. Serve it with pasta and just some shredded cheese or Parmesan cheese on top. It's very nostalgic. Reminds me of being back at home and being a kid. I really love making videos and I like editing. I love TikTok because there's so many things that you can do with audios, voiceovers. YouTube, I feel like I can make longer videos, so I can actually kind of plan some out. And so I think it'll just be a fun place for me to share more of myself in a creative way. Yes, 100%. Absolutely. Pineapple on pizza is so good. And if you don't like it, you're missing out. Yes, always. I was very fortunate in that my parents told me that I was going to go to college. They had set money aside. So I always grew up knowing that it was expected of me to go to college. And I'm very fortunate to have had that experience. I also, along that timeline, decided I wanted to play college softball. That really kind of took over my decision of where I wanted to go to college. Did a lot of softball trips and exhibition tournaments and showcases to get seen by college coaches. And again, I didn't really think about doing anything else after high school because it was just kind of expected that I was going to college. And I had planned for that in my head, so I was ready to go when the time came. I grew up in Reno, Nevada. My parents' house was 45 minutes from Lake Tahoe. Ironically, I never really learned how to ski or snowboard, but a ton of my friends grew up skiing, snowboarding. Gee, I wonder who that one's from. The funny thing is my sister and I used to fight all the time, and I will totally admit, I was a mean older sister. I was not very nice, but I'm really glad that we are friends now. We actually get along and enjoy spending time with each other. It is wonderful having such an incredible sister. Pretty awesome at what she does. She's gonna get married here in June, and I'm super excited for it. I don't know how I handle it. It's just, it's a big responsibility. I do the best I can. I'm in a Family Guy phase. I absolutely love that show. I know it's terrible. Definitely pushes many of the boundaries that I'm even comfortable with in terms of comedy, but there's something about it that just comforting in a super weird way. But my normal shows are The Office. I'm a huge fan of Friends. I've seen Friends I don't know how many times. Parks and Rec, classic. I had Journey on all day today in the classroom. A really long time. I went through a classic rock phase in the last couple years. And that was just, awesome. I just have some really good classic rock playlists. I'm all over the board when it comes to music. I will be listening to 90s country Tim McGraw, switching over to Nicki Minaj. On any given day, it's different. Sometimes we got the coffee shop vibe. Other times we're out at the club. What kind of coffee I don't enjoy is probably an easier question to answer because it's none. I have an obvious answer, but I also don't want to be in this fantasy world at the same time. I would pick Game of Thrones because of the dragons. I love dragons, and I would love to be in a fantasy world like Game of Thrones where dragon riding is a thing. But at the same time, I don't because there's no modern medicine, no indoor plumbing. Ugh. Also, women are not treated that well in that time era. Favorite Pokemon is probably Charizard, or this is my little Charmander. It's not actually dragon though. It's not actually dragon type. It's fire type, which I am learning. I'm gonna have to say no, because they had a fight. Go home angry, whatever, you need time, you need space. Then Ross goes and like immediately sleeps with another person. Plus he was being a douche the whole time before, thinking that Rachel was like cheating on him with whatever his face was. Not even that important because he's not even in the show anymore. What Ross did was wrong. I'm gonna say no, they were not on like an official break because they were still like mending and figuring out their stuff. You're wonderful. Thank you so much. Pachycephalosaurus. I'll spell that one out for you, don't worry.